end as the Thunder bring it across to start this third quarter. Let's go to George.
Jonesy legs. I spoke to Mark Dagnall, the head coach of the Thunder, coming out of the tunnel here at the half. And I asked him, as you see Jalen deal with the rebounding. They got to do a better job rebounding. They feel like they do that, they can.
All right, George, as they complete the three-point play, the lead up to 9. Schroeder getting the start tonight if you're just joining us. Kate Cunningham out again for the 4th consecutive game. And boy, the Pistons turn it over again. Gilgeous-Alexander trying to turn the corner. Tough shot. And rebounded by Harris. Thompson with the ball had those 3 fouls blocked by Holmes. Here's Wallace, little show and go on Hardaway. Back out to Dort, made his last one. That moon ball off the mark.
And Chet Holmgren just gives you such a false sense of hope that you see daylight and you can get to the rim. He is always lurking and tracking you, and he's got great timing.
Gilgeous-Alexander with great hands defensively knocks it away to Wallace. And Wallace converts with a classy spin.
Third quarter starting like to begin, and a blocked shot at the rim. That's almost exactly what happened in the first 45 minutes of the game.
Schroeder's bank 3 is off. And Chet with the grab and go into the front.
9th three-pointer made between the two teams, which is an incredibly low number by today's standards.
Holmgren back out to Gilgeous-Alexander. Good hands by Thompson to knock it away. Shot clock at 9. Williams pulls. Gilgeous-Alexander with the board. Holmgren missed the tip, but got games scoring 20 or more. His name on a graphic with now Shea tapping in at 69.
How about finding yourself at the top of a list with 80 of anything? And
pardon me, he's got 20. Hardaway with 21. Pistons off to a lethargic beginning here in the third quarter. Harris knocked away, and there again another turnover, trying to convert at the other end. That pass
in the post, and then you always have the weak side help coming, and Tobias Harris that time must have just felt like he was completely engulfed down there, led to the run out for OKC.
They contest everything. Duren with the reverse layup, got it to go. Jalen Duren missing his pick and roll partner Kate Cunningham tonight. He's averaging a double-double on the season. Here's Holmgren. Williams. And it comes off to Duren. Pistons looking to get an easy one at the other end. Thompson running the floor. Got the reverse layup to go. First Final Four, and Jaime Jaquez's sister having a nice game. Wallace with the offensive rebound going against Tobias Harris. Gabriela Jaquez from UCLA. Going to be watching her in the women's Final Four. Philadelphia, I know your favorite.
No doubt about it. Philly legend.
Duren two-man game with Schroeder, got to the rim in the layup. The lead back down to 10. George, what's up?
Jonesy, legs. Listen, I can't sell my UCLA Bruins, Lady Bruins short here, okay?
Okay.
First time they've made it to the Final Four in the NCAA.
Up in your squad, George. I love it.
From Tampa, begins at 6. Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi are back doing their own commentating on the games on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus. That show always very enlightening and entertaining. Off the floppy action, Hardaway Jr. missing the 3. Here's Williams into the front court. Chet had a notion from deep. Back out to J-Dub. Inside to Chet, over Duren, got it.
A nice job by Chet Holmgren, able to catch that. An easy thing to absorb. He was able to still turn and get up a soft shot.
Schroeder with the DHO. Look at Wallace all over Schroeder. Run some pistol action. Nice spin move by Duren. Everything but the bucket. Thompson with that quick second jump. Couldn't get it to go. Wallace on the fly. And Thompson providing resistance, but wide open. That seems like a while ago now, because Dort is averaging pretty much 40% from deep on the season.
52% in his last 9 coming in, too. So he was feeling it, as most of their roster has been of late from the three-point line.
Beasley on the drive. He's had a tough night shooting at that two falls. That tough shooting night from deep tonight. The lead is at 15. Gilgeous-Alexander couldn't convert. Pistons with a run out, 2-on-1. But that one is Holmgren. That counts for two sometimes. Man, he got put in the weight room by Hardaway Jr.
Hardaway held on to it himself and took matters into his own hands to get to the rim.
Holmgren inside. Back at Hardaway Jr. in a sweet finger roll. Boy, you talked about it. Functional strength. That's what Chet Holmgren has. A wiry, lithe frame, but boy, it's coming with big-time results, especially tonight. He's got 18. Beasley got it back from Duran. And Malik, the three-point shooting freak, will retire.
For Malik Beasley, you know, at some point, he's not going to stop shooting, as he shouldn't. Shooters shoot, and he was going to get one to go at some point.
Gilgeous-Alexander smoked the layup inside, got it back. Duran got the block. Back out to J-Dub on the drive. Got it. And
you're out. Offensively, they're scoring again, but they just have not had an answer here in the third quarter for OKC defensively.
Bickerstaff makes the call from the sidelines. Beasley again pulls the three. This one comes off, and Malik Beasley off the bench tonight. Just 1 of 8 from deep. SGA trying to walk down Hardaway Jr. Got to his spot, but missed the mark. Quick hit head. Reed on the move. Steps through and hold on, partner. Hold on. You trying to say that's a risky pass?
That decision.
He bounced it a couple times. Got to the
14-point game right here. This 4.5 minutes to close this quarter out. Critical for Detroit if they want to be in this game going into the fourth quarter. Starts here. Resistance and stops.
Good switch by Beasley onto SGA. Here's Jalen Williams, straightaway three. Rattles out. Good block out. Hartenstein first one to the deck, but B-ball Paul comes out with it. Schroeder leading the break. They got a 4-on-3. Good closeout by Williams. Schroeder pulls. Got it. And the lead is down to 11 with just under 4 minutes to go in the third. Schroeder with 13.
That's all Paul Reed. He dove on that loose ball, came up with it with two blue jerseys around him, and triggered that break.
A contested three by SGA is off. Hartenstein telling us that the tipping point was during the Emirates in-season tournament. A win against Indy, the Pacers in Indianapolis, as SGA knocks down the jump shot in a pressurized situation. He kind of felt, albeit early, they turned a very significant corner and set the tone and tenor for the rest of the year.
Well, the first thing you have to do is make guys believe after that kind of a year. And they established that in camp. He said it was the most competitive training camp he had conducted because they needed that to fight for everything. And that's been the message from day. Different times, it looked like OKC ready to put them away, and they keep digging to stay in the game.
Hartenstein a little bit strong. Reed with the rebound. Reed has his cardio back after being hunched over a little bit earlier. Schroeder snaking the screen, pulls it out with 12 on the shot clock. Here's Fontecchio. DHO to Beasley. Nice pocket pass to Fontecchio. Reed kept it alive, pursues the rebound.
And sometimes you feel like you're really in a street fight, and Paul Reed has come up with a couple extra possessions for Detroit.
Here he is at the offensive end. And a little bit off the mark, rebounded by the Thunder. Lead at 12. Gilgeous-Alexander with 25 in the ball game through rush hour traffic, and a foul
shows that instead. This time,
not return in this game, guys.
Wow, he had from injury for this game, had missed the last 2 games with right Achilles pain, so that obviously acting up again.
Okay, throwing a little zone at him here as well, Jonesy. They haven't really given Detroit this look very much tonight, but they do here.
Down,
come on, man, that's a lot of punishment.
Fontecchio knocks down the second one. The starter for most of the season last year with the Pistons. He and Cade Cunningham have seen the marked precipitous improvement this year. Waters trying to guard his former teammate SGA. Got to his spot and catches out. checks into the office, and he's up to 29.
You know, he baits you into thinking you're beat baseline because he's so quick. You overreact to that penetration because that's a tough spot to drive from, and he steps back for the jumper.
Thompson missing with the left. Duren following with the offensive board. Tried to muscle it up. Got blocks for this Pistons team. He's really improved as a player out of the short roll with Cade Cunningham, who's unavailable tonight. Duren was one and done at Memphis. Alexander has scored the low off the DHO
to start this one, and that the bigs rotation was a work in progress. How do you feel that process is going?
It's great. Just like anything, there's ups and downs, but, you know, we're committed to getting it right in the long run, and, you know, we're working out the kinks.
Chet, good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, back to you.
Now Holmgren with a great stat line tonight. Starting the fourth quarter. Jalen Williams, a.k.a. J-Dub, over to Holmgren. At 3 off the mark.
Tim Hardaway Jr. had a few early, but it's very difficult to come by, and it starts with dribble penetration. You get in the paint. Typically, that's going to lead to good shots on the perimeter. Flood to the lane against them to get perimeter looks.
Well, you talk 3-point shots. There's one right there by Lindy Waters. I'm a member of this OKC squad several years ago. Duren with a nice ball. Schroeder out of the timeout after the successful challenge by the Pistons. They reversed the call on the floor. It was not goaltending.
Opportunity here to potentially get it to 10, and you don't even get an opportunity to run a set because of an illegal screen.
Just underway here in the final quarter. Off the miss, it comes out to Holmgren. Wallace for 3. Thompson got above the rim and snatched that ball out of the air. Here's Thompson, one more. Waters. On. Thompson hands it off to Schroeder. Schroeder got downhill and rolled it in.
25 feet, as quick as Dennis Schroeder when he gets low to the ground, puts his head down.
Lead is down to 11. Pistons made a run in the second quarter to cut it to 4 at one point. Williams. Tough shot, and
that's become something that you're seeing now.
More visit the NBA app. How do they move forward without Kevin Durant in the short term because of that sprained ankle? Right now, the Suns 11th in the Western Conference, trying to reel in Sacramento, who lost tonight in Washington. Schroeder jabs and goes. Got it over Holmgren, but it missed the mark. The lead stays at 12. Here's Cason Wallace.
Absorbs the contact, and then, of course, the key, sell it, and he sold that very well.
Waters at the other end, back to Schroeder. Fires the 3, a little bit strong. Duren corrals the rebound and the putback, and the lead is down to 10. Duren now with 11 points, 12 rebounds, pretty much right at his season average in both. And that's going to be a foul on Waters.
Because of the depth. He doesn't worry about runs with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the bench by the other team. Because he has a lot of answers. Nice drive there by Cason Wallace with the left hand to finish.
They got so many weapons, and the 3 good. Malik Beasley with his second 3 ball. Back out to Wallace. Drives it by Thompson. Beasley on the edges against Holmgren. Holmgren trying to walk him down. Got to the rim and laid it in.
Gets it to single digits, and Chet Holmgren just too good late in the clock. Has to do all of that on his own. The left hand.
Duren over Hartenstein and got it. Trying to use Duren a little bit more as a hub off the elbows. What do you make of that?
I mean, for a guy that just looks like a straight-up power player, he has a lot of skill and great footwork, and they want to utilize that.
Thompson on the break, over to Waters. They run him off the 3-point line, put it on a platter, but it came out. Thompson sent it. Riley, the others, doing it with 2 entirely different rosters to turn it over after winning 60 and win 60 again is very remarkable. Of course, they were able to hoard a lot of draft picks along the way, and we'll see if it pays the ultimate dividend this time around. Remember, they got to the finals against the Heat that one year back in 2011 and 12 and lost. James Harden ended up leaving for Houston. And they're still trying to get back to the finals.
Them apply to Oklahoma City all night.
Cross court to Hartenstein. And they turn it over. Good defense by Reed. Up to Thompson on the break. Got picked clean by Hartenstein. Williams. Wallace for three. That rims out right to Schroeder.
Detroit now with their third opportunity here. Didn't take advantage of the last two with a missed shot on a turnover.
Thompson underneath. Good find to Reed for the layup. And J.B. Bickerstaff has done with them this year. Right now, 5th in the Eastern Conference and down by just 4, albeit short-handed without their best player, Cade Cunningham. Probably All-NBA this year. 7-0 run for Detroit. Spray to the corner. Holmgren for three. And it rims out to Reed. They can get it down to 2 here. Schroeder directing traffic. Off the wide action. Boy, that was halfway down and well below the regular season percentage. On the pick and pop, Holmgren. This one misses 2. Wallace there for the offensive board. Gilgeous-Alexander will dial one up. That comes off. And Reed with another defensive board. Right, with a little bit of pace, Schroeder pops the clutch, got blocked by Holmgren, collects it. Up to Gilgeous-Alexander. Fontecchio got pushed off a little bit. Dort for three, finally!
Catch. Chet Holmgren beat on that drive. Tremendous reaction by Holmgren, which leads to OKC finally getting a three-point shot to go.
11 for Dort in the ball game after that three. Reed drives it on Holmgren. Sprays it out to Fontecchio from deep. The lead remains at 7. Under 5 minutes to go. The Thunder trying to keep their 10-game winning streak intact. One more to the corner. Williams fires. Holmgren collects it in a drop. Holmgren at the free throw line, a 72% foul. Eastern time. Boy, Luka, we saw what AD did tonight. He had an impressive, I think it was 34, 14, or 15, and 5 blocks in a Mavericks win. That's going to be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being in the building for that one.
Beasley connecting on another 3. He's up to 11 on the night. 6-point game. Gilgeous-Alexander with the stare down 3, way short. Schroeder off the drag screen. Beasley working against Williams. A high floater tipped up and in by who else but Thompson.
This is a floater, but it comes up soft enough for Asar Thompson to have a putback on the opposite side.
13 and 8 for Thompson. Dort misfiring. And Detroit can get it down to 2.
I think OKC's helping Detroit out right now with some quick threes.
Empty corner pick and roll with Duren and Schroeder. There's the mismatch. Duren, count it. Dribble handoff to J-Dub from the mid-range. He is the president of the MIDI committee tonight.
And I think you have to be up on a dribble handoff if he's involved, because he is taking that straight downhill either to the rim or for a mid-range.
Lead back to 6 and the turnover. Dort brings it across. Hardaway on Gilgeous-Alexander. Gonna try and walk him down. The double comes. Williams, one more to Dort. Pulls the 3. And it's wet. He's got 14. Lead back up to 9. Duren to the rim. Tried to hit.
Additional turnovers after that OKC cashes in on with a mid-range by Jalen Williams and a 3 by Lou Dort.
Flat ball screen by Dort. Jalen Williams lost the handle. Goes right to Thompson. 2-on-1 with Hardaway Jr. Thompson Couldn't get that. The lob was off the mark. Gathers inside and misfires. Approaching 2 minutes to go. Gilgeous-Alexander with 29 points. Leading the way for the Thunder. Staring down Schroeder. Good gap help there by Beasley at the nail. Out to Dort. A logo three is way off to Schroeder. Beasley, one more, finds Hardaway open. Turin battling Holmgren, and Holmgren comes away with it.
You really needed that one to go to give yourself a chance here. Could have gotten to a two-possession game. That's a clean look for Tim Hardaway Jr.
Holmgren with his 10th double-double after that rebound. Jordan with the ghost screen for SGA from the mid-range. That's his 48th 30-point game. Beasley blew a tire. Ball bouncing wildly off the glass. Comes to Turin. Man, he was surrounded like... And the air feels like it's come out of the Pistons' sails right now.
Yeah, that sequence really, I thought, was the defining sequence of the game for Detroit.
Yep.
It's just been an onslaught as they just keep applying pressure and eventually crack the code, and they've been able to do it here over the last couple of minutes.
Man, Thompson tried to punch.
In continuing the identity and the mentality of how hard they're going to have to fight. Being this short-handed and really getting this to almost a one-possession game inside 3 minutes. They've done a great job, really, on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Country. Game-winning streak earlier this year.
Don't see, and the attention to detail that they have. And the other thing that this win is going to do, 70 wins still a possibility for the OKC Thunder if they run the table.
I love this conversation between Shai and Schroeder. I know they're friends, but this is business. Dennis got a short fuse.